Hi, I'm Liz. Sorry about the notes. So in the time that I've been a conference attendee, I think the best presentations I've been to have been about totally elementary things, things that I totally could have thought of if I just sat down to think about them. So these next 5 minutes, I hope, will be the same for you. I'm not going to change your world or anything, but I hope to start like a teeny tiny revolution in your brain where in the next time you want to do some sort of project, you do it. My craft of choice is home repair hacks. I fix things, I paint things with spray paint, and I don't know what else, stain them. And for better or worse, when I think of a project, I do it. I'm not a visionary who can look at raw materials and see the beauty it can become. I just look at the raw materials and cannot see the pitfalls. And this is my secret power. So I'm going to give you a couple steps to be like me. So step one, be convinced you can do anything. And this is all about just like being able to tinker with things. This has helped me with learning technology and installing a washing machine. And I'll admit that I did flood the kitchen when installing the washing machine. But that was okay because we needed a mop. So it all... So just play around with stuff. And I think conquering crafts is all about mindset. And if... just try new stuff out, and the next time you think about something and you are not going to do it, then just remember that you can do it, you will do it, and it will turn out okay-ish, because it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this stuff. So step 2 of my master plan, and don't let some inexperience stop you from doing things, because I don't know how to stand up in front of people and talk, but here I am. Okay, step 2, use cheap materials and junk. This really leads in to blame those bad materials. So there was a time that I was so committed to this theory that I would use this rock as a hammer, because sometimes you have to use new stuff, and then what do you blame? And this is jokey, but also a little bit real, because this is an artist's rendering of a TV stand that I recently salvaged off the street. And children laughed at me as I dragged it into my garage. It was covered in cobwebs and leaves and stuff. But I mean, there it is. It holds a TV, and I'm really proud of it. And it didn't have to be perfect. It's very wobbly, but you don't know that from the picture. So, step 4, admit that you're an idiot and get help or get information. So, I'm a librarian, so step 4 is very important to every aspect of my life. But I really do think it's important in getting to know new crafts because, well, why? Let's find out. Oh, okay, because you can gain confidence when starting a project. You all know how to find information on the web, but I suggest looking outside of the internet. And my favorite resource is local businesses, because people who work at local businesses are typically really passionate about what they're selling. So if you walk into a yarn shop and you say you want to make a green fuzzy sweater, the people there are going to work with you until you have everything you need to make the awesomest green fuzzy sweater. And I redid this coffee table a little while ago, and I went to a locally owned wood shop, and this guy walked me through every single step needed to refinish the coffee table and showed me all the different steps on scraps of wood in the store. And then he told me different things to do so I didn't have to buy his products. So that's super rad. He told me how to use old gift cards to scrape the paint off the table, and then how to use one piece of sandpaper to simulate multiple grades of sandpaper. So I was very thankful. And sometimes people at chain stores are helpful. This guy at Home Depot recently told me not to buy new tracks for my dresser, and instead told me to rub the wooden tracks with soap. So obviously I thought he was nuts, but I tried it, and it sort of worked, and it saved me about $40 and 3 days of work. So thanks, guy. Another great place to get information is the instructions, as you can see. I know they're super boring, but I'm actually serious about this one, especially because I'm a librarian. I read everything that I can about things. And even though they may be boring, they have helpful tips. For instance, you are not supposed to stain a coffee table in a closed space. And if I had not read that, I wouldn't be here today to talk to you. But as with everything, I think you all should forget what I've said and just do what you want and enjoy your projects like the things that you're already doing, and use a rock hammer. And then if you ever need some encouragement or some reminders of these very complicated and important steps, find me on Twitter. Thank you.